What's happening, people? Today was the FA Cup final and the new Wembley Stadium between Manchester City and Stoke City, in which a game was won by a score of 1-0 for Manchester City with a thunderous strike off a rebound type thing from Yaya Toure, who has really been on form lately. And a couple days after Manchester City secured their first Champions League spot in I don't know how long, they win their first trophy since 1976 and their first FA Cup since 1971. So it's been 35 years since City have won a trophy, and you're always glad to see that stuff get off the board. And you can only be happy for City. They've done a pretty good job this season. I imagine not as fantastic as some may have hoped for or some may have thought of, but Mancini's goal was to just get to the Champions League. They got there, they got themselves a trophy, and so things were done pretty well. They've had a decent season, good season for them. Been a while, so next year they'll be pretty good, I imagine. But that's talk for a different time. But for now, congratulations to Manchester City, and for Stoke City, one of those heartbreaking losses. Stoke City didn't have any attacking today. I mean, the one chance was from Carew and off that long ball, which Joe Hart saved. But that was about as good as it got for chances, at least, as for Stoke. I didn't understand why Carew wasn't playing a good chunk of the game. I mean, he adds a lot of height there, and he could do very well on set pieces and such. And him and Carew up front is a pretty lethal combination from set pieces and whatnot, which Stoke are good at, tough set pieces and things such as that. So I just didn't get that move. He came on later after Yaya Toure's 74th minute goal, but you got that one header there toward the end in stoppage time, but that was about all he contributed to the game. But overall, it was kind of entertaining. It was pretty dull in the first half, but Manchester City did have all the pressure in the first half, and they were the dominant team for the majority of the game, first half especially. But yeah, the Stoke didn't have too much in the first half. Chance-wise, especially, they could barely get out of their own half in the first 45 minutes here. But they got a little better first 20 minutes of the second half. First 20-25 minutes, it was a pretty even game. But then after Yaya Toure banged home that shot, it became all City again for the rest of the game, except the last 2 or 3 minutes in stoppage time, which City were sitting back. But yeah, majority Manchester City today. Probably deservedly won this game. Well, not probably, they did deservedly win this game. And for Stoke City, I guess you can look at it as a learning experience. I don't know. You got to for Stoke City, I guess, got to fix the midfield, I imagine. Pennant played pretty well today, I guess, but I think in situations like that, I don't think Stoke has a backup for Pennant good enough, at least, to contend with some of the City defenders and whatnot. And I think they were stuck with leaving Pennant out there. I mean, he twisted his ankle twice for a good majority of the second half. He was limping around. But and I think the fact that they didn't take him off was all because of the fact that he didn't have a replacement for Jermaine Pennant. And I think Stoke this off-season have to go get a winger, another winger or two, and some midfield players, maybe a striker, a more maneuverable one, I think one that could, one that's smaller, one that can, that just isn't just tall power, but maybe finesse and speed. So I think that's what they've got to do this offseason. But I guess their team's alright. As for Manchester City, their midfield's good. I mean, Silva's always a fantastic player. I mean, he's by far their best player, I think. Him and Torre, I think, are by far their best players. I guess you can fit Tevez in that category. He hasn't played for a while, so as of late, Silva and what's his name? Torre. And so those are their best players. Torre's really come on as of late. 4 goals his last 8 games, I believe. And had his brother sitting from the sidelines, of course, because of his suspension for the drug test, in which he allegedly took some drugs that he shouldn't have. And from what I've heard, it was taking his wife's sleeping pills, or accidentally taking sleeping pills, or sleeping pills accidentally had some of the things in it, or whatever. Point was, he did take these pills, and they banned him for a while. But the point is, he's on the bench watching his brother win the cup, and you know what they say, you know, the first one's always the most difficult, so you never know. You can see City win a couple trophies here and there next couple of years. And Mancini, I've heard talk that he may leave, not necessarily because City want him to leave, but because he may just want to go back to Europe. I, on the other hand, think that after the season he's had, getting them to the Champions League and building this team up this year, I think that he'll be here another year, at least another year. He may be gone next season for all we know, but I think he'll be here at least another year to be with this team as they venture through the Champions League or flop out of the Champions League. You never know. But I think he'll be here at least one more season. I think this team would be a lot better. Like, as you saw today, Balotelli played a pretty good game, and it was because of the fact that he didn't have a humongous temper. But I think if he matures himself like he did today, he can be a good player. But if he's not going to be mature and active like a big baby and whatnot, then I think he's just a useless asset to a team like Manchester City, who's trying to find chemistry and trying to find a way to fit players in with each other. And I think he just ruins that with his babying around and whatnot. But if he can fix himself up and play mature like he did today, then I think Manchester City will keep him. I've heard they're going after Ibrahimovic, which is another European player, and I said this in the Tottenham Manchester City review, that I think that they're building for a European campaign and they're not building for a Premiership campaign, which wouldn't surprise me, considering Mancini's always been a European type of manager, and the owners kind of just want to go out there and buy players that are good, not necessarily players that'll fit for the Premier League. But yeah, so as this video winds down, congratulations to Manchester City on finally getting over that hump, and to its fans for sticking around during all those hard, difficult times. And again, Manchester City win the FA Cup 1-0. Congratulations, and I'll see you all later.
I guess the result has given them that.
They played really well. I mean, they've deserved to win this friendly today.
It's been a wonderful game. From Andy Gray and myself, Martin Tyler, a very good night to you all.